feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions. You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions.
Welcome, people.
You feel like, you feel like,
Make this quick.
you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions.
Turn this thing on.
You feel like, you feel like, you feel like, you feel like rain in the morning, giving me mixed emotions.
Hello, family. Hello. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you can. But I come on here to talk to y'all right quick on tonight. Probably for like 30 minutes. Get my little timer. God give you authority over your enemy. God give his people authority over the enemy. Minutes. God give his people authority over the enemy. Make sure you stay in good faith. Whatever you do, the enemy can never have control over your life long as you stay in good faith. I don't know what it is when I come on YouTube. It just seemed like I don't know, something just don't seem right, but stay in prayer. Whatever you do, make sure you stay in prayer. If you don't know how to pray, just talk to God. Everything going to work out. But God give his people power over the enemy, the times that we are living in. Don't ever think the enemy got victory over you. The enemy doesn't have no type of victory over you. Ever you is a liar. And I don't know what it is when I come on YouTube, and I be so glad when these people give themselves to God and just do the right thing. Time not gonna wait on nobody. Right now, I really believe, y'all. I don't know what it is, because I had a dream. The dream I had the other night. It wasn't a pleasant dream. God is trying to set things in order with his people. The younger folks always believe they got to be holier than thou just to do the right thing by God. Now, what I mean by that, because I don't want nobody to get offended when I say this. How y'all doing, lovely, loving me, Tracy? How you doing, hon? Welcome, welcome, Wonder Woman. Welcome, welcome. Y'all remember when we was younger, our granny, used to go to church or whatnot. Cause both of my grannies had passed away. When I was younger, I was brought up into church, but every Sunday, sometime I didn't feel like going to service because I always thought it was too much. I always thought it's going to take away, from the lifestyle. When we younger, we tend to get into more things, want to party, want to have a good time, or go to little birthday parties, hang out, do little different things, right? But as I begin to grow, I realize it's not that hard to serve God at all. We can still have a good time, but have a clean time when we do it. That's why a lot of younger folks don't want to serve God or pray to God because they thinking it's too much. Like the people who is more holier than thou make it so hard for the young ones to comprehend and understand that it's not hard serving God. It's just all about doing the right thing. You could still have a good time, but you got to make sure you have a clean time when you do it. Now, I had others that judge me, because I smoke my yucca. I can't hide from God, right? People got to understand anything that you put in your body, it cuts your lifespan, but it doesn't take away from God, right? Because your heart and mind is the same thing. And that's why I tell y'all all the time, God give his people power over the enemy. Welcome, Betty Boop. How you doing, honey? God give his people power over the enemy. That's why we go into prayer when things don't seem right, because we live in a time where people pray against us, pray against what we praying for, praying that we don't have anything in life, or pray that, they should basically, let me slow down. I had it happen to me to where I'm doing pretty good, Betty Boop. I had it I have experience in my life where people thought, and I know some of y'all went through the same exact thing, where people thought you shouldn't be in a position that you're in, or you shouldn't have what you have. That's why I believe God give his people authority over the enemy, because you putting your time in with God. That's very important. The enemy doesn't hold no power. Now, if God give me an amp enough time, and that's why it's very important that we listen to God and what he's saying in the season that we're in. Some of us come into God in different seasons, right? Welcome, Mr. Gail. How you doing? Doing good. Please pray for me. I am in the chat listening. Thank you, Miss DeGale. I will, Mr. Gail. I like to do secret prayers now, Mr. Gail, because I understand the enemy can pray against what being prayed. I've learned that. But the reason why God give us power over the enemy, because when you sit and you put your time in with God, God makes sure he put you in a place of authority over your enemy. The enemy don't have a godly mindset. The enemy don't want to see you win. If it been up to the enemy, we all probably would have been out in the cold. And that's why God give you power over your enemy. If you believe in God and you go into prayer, tell God what you want. I don't care what it is, anything aching in your body, you having a hard time, make sure you tell God what you want. And if you sit in big authority with God, you can call judgment. Speak to God and tell God to send judgment on those who sit bothering you, doing things to you, trying to hurt you. Let me tell y'all what happened to me. I pay my bills on time all the time. No lawyer paid my bill. No in-law paid my bill. I pay my own bill every month, right? On time. I received a notice concerning one of my bills, y'all. And that's why I always say it's very important that we talk to our Father sometime, and he'll answer us when we go to him about specific things, right? So when I receive a letter concerning a bill that I have paid already, I didn't get upset about it because I understand how the enemy work. Welcome, Betty Boo. I understand how the enemy work. So what I did was I went into prayer and I told my Father about it, and he worked it out for me, right? Now, lo and behold, let me kind of fast forward a little bit for y'all. God was speaking in my spirit and he was telling me it's time for me to go, move, go. I got to go, right? This probably been like a month now. I was still stagnated because some things I got to do before I leave. So I'm like, damn, I got a lot of stuff to do before I just leave here. Not leave heads dying, but moving, right? That's why I tell y'all the enemy always going to have their hand in something pertaining to you when you serving God. So if God have given me a time frame on something, right? I'm pretty sure he's going to give the enemy time frame on things too, right? Regardless if they serve him or not. God speak to all. But when we don't obey God, people got to understand when we don't obey God on what he asking us to do, he can bring death, physical death. That I do know. I'm not just saying this just to be telling y'all. I'm telling y'all what I see with my own eyes growing up. That's why I don't take that lightly. I don't play with God. I don't play with God's people. That's something I never put my hands on. They had a prophet years ago, y'all. This prophet, he ended up falling out of church, began to drink, become a drunk or whatnot. People was in the street talking about this prophet, but I choose not to. When I see that man, I still call him what he was ordained to be, right? I never look at him different because he was drinking beer. I never for once talk bad about that man because the Bible said, touch not that anointing and do his prophets no harm. God just mean that. I never took it as, and these was leaders who was talking about this man. And it made me feel so angry inside. But I couldn't do anything about it. God don't want us to do that. And it just mind-boggling because the same leaders who was talking about this man, they never took for once to go talk to him and pray for him and tell him to get out the rut that he was in. And the reason why they choose not to do so because they wanted his position. It's sad that we live in a time like this, y'all. People don't want to see you win. God's people job is to change the world, to help people in need. That's why he placed y'all in position to help the people. Because y'all choose to take the job to help others. That's very important. That's a very important assignment. So don't ever let nobody sit and throw you down and make you feel like you are nothing big just because you choose to serve God. Because you choose to talk about God. People don't understand blessings come when you honor our Father. Blessings come when you sit and you talk about God, regardless on who looking, regardless on what people say. Listen, I'm on YouTube. I don't even have to hear what people say. But I bet you if somebody on this internet, y'all, got something to say about me talking about God, if somebody got something to say, this is what I'm talking about. I never been a type person that sway people from different things because that's your choice. You grown, you can do whatever you choose to do. But whatever you do, just let it be clean and fun. When you serve God, God puts something in you where you can make the right decisions. You don't have to make the same decisions you used to make. I would never tell y'all not to go to certain people channel. I don't believe in that because I believe it's good in everybody's channel. It's good in everything. Some people just do it the way they do it because that's the only way they can make it. This whole thing is surrounded around hate, really. But you got to understand that's how some people pay their bill. They got to do what they got to do. So that's why I don't judge people when they choose to do certain things on their channel. I know what I got to do. I'm going through these attacks every single day. And I was going through this since a little girl. Y'all keep your head on your shoulders. Don't ever let nobody debunk you and tell you not saved or not so much saved that you don't believe in God. Don't ever let nobody take that from you. These people who think like this, y'all, they ain't never experienced when they on their knees praying. You can hear the enemy in your left ear telling you God don't hear you. I used to go through that a lot. When I go in prayer, I used to see this black imp shadow come out the corner of the room, come right next to me while I'm on my knees praying, y'all, by my bed and talk in my ear and say, God don't hear you. I ain't never ran up my house because I learned when you dealing with anything that's not of God, when you run, it's going to bother you even more. You got to stand and say, I'm not going to run from you, devil. I'm not going to let you run me up my house. You going to leave here. Speak authority over things. Don't allow the enemy to take what God got for you. Stop keeping your mouth shut because you worried about what people going to say. So what? Let them talk. When God begin to bless you, maybe by you doing what you doing, going to wake them up so they could get themselves together. Stop worrying about what people think. These people not paying your bills. I don't care if you got to say, Lord, I thank you. These people ain't paying your bills. They don't care. God is doing something in this season for his people. Don't lose out on what God got for y'all. Y'all don't see it's a shift in the atmosphere. It's a very big shift in the atmosphere. Things even look different. I don't know if I told y'all, I went to Walmart one day. It was around noontime. When I walked through them doors in Walmart and I passed the produce department, everybody came to a standstill. Only one man was walking out of all them people inside that store, but he had his back turned, going out the store, right? When I walked past produce, I looked back because everybody in the store was at a they was frozen, like it's something on TV, and I'm looking at this man walking through the door of the store, like leaving the store, and I'm like, wow. I said, what in the world? And everybody just started back moving again. At first, I thought I was tripping. But in the midst of me going through that, God allowed me to see. And that's why I tell y'all it's very important that you pray. Talk to God if you don't pray. God will show you things that you can't see. And the reason why God allowed me to see that, because that man been looking for me. But God hid me in plain sight where he couldn't even see me. He walked right past me. God protect us from our enemies all the time. Hid me in plain sight. The whole time he ain't even know I'm sitting here passing him. We passing each other. God showed me he was looking for you, but he hid me in plain sight. Don't ever let the enemy trick you or let anybody trick you who don't be praying and don't believe in God and telling you don't do that, why you do it that way. However way God tell you to do it, you do it because that what's going to work for you. What make work for you might don't work for somebody else. I remember when I was 8 years old, it was nighttime. My mama was leaving out with her friend. And I've been home with my sisters and brother that night. And I've been by my living room window. It was summertime and they had that living room window up. I remember it like yesterday. That UFO, y'all, came down, not close to the window, but it came down enough where I could see the lights around that whole UFO. This is no lie. Something keep telling me, and this is no lie because it had me puzzled since a little girl growing up. When I saw that UFO by our house, it was nighttime, y'all. It just felt like I was placed inside that house. This is no lie. It felt like I was placed in the house, but something keep telling me to go outside. Something keep saying go outside. And it hovered for a little way. It hovered probably for like a whole minute. And it felt like I was placed in that house by that window. And this is no lie. And what came to me, and I remember that as a little girl growing up, and what came to me, we placed you here, but they're not going to realize that we placed you here. They're going to be thinking you part of the family. This is no lie, y'all. I remember it like yesterday. I probably mention this story probably one more time before the time I mention it now. Nobody never knew this. When I was placed by that window inside that home, it's like I could have heard them talking. They were saying we placed you here, but they really it's like they placed me inside the home and they told me we placed you here, but we already got it fixed to where they think you part of the family. I don't know, y'all. And that thing had me puzzled from a little girl, and I'm a grown behind woman. Seemed weird, but it happened. That's why I always tell people, always pray. Stay in good faith on everything. I always believe, and I had lost faith on this. I always believe when you down and out, angry, frustrated, don't have faith at all, that's when sickness gonna begin to attack our body. And you know how I know that? Because I done tried both sides already. When I serve God, my body healed. God clear my whole wound of anything that I'm going through and make it free and clear. And when I don't serve God, sickness be on me. So nobody can't tell me God ain't good. Keep your faith. I don't care if you ain't got no food to eat in your house, because it's going to be time where the enemy going to pray against us not to have anything. Still keep your faith. God tests us to see if that's what we really want, is to serve him, the higher God, the higher power of all things. He tests us to see whom we want to serve. Do we really want to serve him? That's how he tests us. He blessed us based on our trials and tribulations. Do we really want to be blessed? He already know, but he just want to take you through. It's like school. In order to get to the next grade, you must pass all your courses, right? That's how God do his people. That's how he tests us. I could have get anything I want, y'all. This is no lie. And I still have it in me. Long as I'm serving God and doing the right thing, I could speak things in people's life to make it come to pass. I remember I told this person, y'all, and I think I told y'all this already before. I'm going to tell y'all what happened. But speaking things into existence, God will make it happen, right? This person was on ill luck. How you doing, Miss Carla? Welcome, honey. This person was going through some ill luck. And I remember I had spoke. I said, wouldn't it be a good thing if you can get all your money back instead of you giving your vehicle back? You get all your money back for your insurance, any mechanical, monthly payments that you paid already every month instead of you losing out on your vehicle. Wouldn't it be a great thing if God give you everything back in your monthly payment, your insurance, everything, right? Where you won't even have to do a repo. Gotta have it fixed to where the dealer gonna want to buy it back, clear your credit off, and you'll get all your money back instead of you losing your car. They said that would be a great thing. That's what I spoke in somebody's life. I say about, I don't want to lie, y'all. I know it been a while ago. I said, but 2 weeks to a month. That same thing I told somebody, I got a phone call. I went to Walmart and I got a phone call. Somebody said, Bunny, I said, what? They said, girl, you remember when you said it'd be a great thing about that dealer and everybody get their money back who choose to want to take their vehicle back and they'll clean their credit back off and get them all their money back in car payment, insurance, any mechanical, anything of that nature? I said, I remember. This is going on now. It just started, right? I called a person. I said, look, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. I said, that's why I keep telling you, don't give them people back. You hold on to what you got because God is going to do something more greater because I spoke it into existence, right? That's the kind of power God gives his people. So when you loving God and you serving God and you doing what's right, God will give you power over your enemy. I'm telling y'all something that happens. I'm not telling y'all something that just make believe. I'm telling y'all stuff that's for real, for real. Keep your faith because God gonna take y'all through some trying times. Some things might even look weird. But in order for you to have that type power, you gotta obey God. Some things may look weird. God may even use you to do something out of the ordinary. Y'all know right from wrong when God's speaking. Y'all know how many times I left from back then doing hair. That whole week of me working, God will say, I'm going to need you to take all your earnings that you make this whole week and give it to families. I know how my bills was going to get paid, child, because I was spending every money I make at that time, girl. When I say every time money come in, I used to spend it. But guess what? I had faith. Even though I wasn't doing what I supposed to do back then to save, I still had faith. I still did what God tell me to do. Every dollar. And I didn't felt no way about it. But somehow God made a way. I ain't gonna say somehow he made a way. When I say he made a way, because I stand on faith. I ain't never hesitate on nothing God tell me to do. When I say nothing, nothing. I ain't second guess it. I ain't call nobody. I don't have to call nobody and get them to get an opinion when it come to God. When I do that, I already done throw my blessing in the trash. Why should I do that when God already told me what he already done tell me? That's the kind of faith you gotta have. You can't take what God done tell you and throw it in the trash. And that's why a lot of times confirmation things can't come to pass, because you sit and call people. Will you think about this? No, God don't want you to do that. He wants you to trust only in him, not man. Man can deceive us, but God, he gonna lead you in the right direction. Don't do that. I don't care how much you love somebody. I don't care how much you grew up. I don't care how much you like somebody. That doesn't matter when it comes to God. You got to trust in you and God. Do what God say. Some things need to be secret. In secret. Everybody don't need to know when God tell you to do something. And the reason why I'm telling y'all about this, because he telling me to tell y'all about it. I ain't never been embarrassed to serve my father. No, I don't care who around. I don't care. When it come to God, I don't care what people think about me. And y'all shouldn't either. Look at Coffee No Cream. How you doing, hon? Welcome. Welcome, Coffee No Cream. Y'all shouldn't either. Don't worry about. Don't get no confirmation from nobody. Do it alone on the way God tell you to do it, in secret. And when it's time, he'll tell you to speak your he'll tell you when to speak about it. You don't owe nobody anything. When you find people that say God gonna get you if you don't do this, God ain't telling nobody no mess like that. You do what God say do, not man. God ain't gonna get you. Don't you ever feel guilty. If God tell you not to do something, don't you do it. And a lot of us curse our pocket because we do things out of love. God don't want us to do things because we love somebody so much. I cursed my pocket like that one time. When you give people things and they don't do right by it, you can curse your pocket like that. You got to be careful. Very careful. That's why it's very important to pray and ask God to lead you. And if God didn't answer anything, don't do it. Go back into prayer until he give you an answer. Don't ever do things just because. I'm doing Coffee, I'm doing pretty good, hun. Welcome. Don't ever do that. The enemy not gonna win, y'all. The enemy not gonna win on nothing. You might be going through right now. You might feel some kind of way, but something. Keep your faith in whatever you do. Let me tell y'all how the enemy trick us too. I had this pastor call me. This pastor was going through something. This pastor said somebody offer to go on a dinner date. I said, "Oh, no, you ain't." I said, what kind of dinner date? This been a while ago. I said, "What kind of dinner date?" No, they just act. I said, "You ain't going nowhere." I said, "Don't you know God is testing you?" I don't care how much you're not connected to somebody. If you're not divorced and that man or woman still living, you can't do that. You tell that devil to go on with their business. That devil wants something else. You can't, nah. Don't you know God is testing you? You're going through a test. You can take yourself on a dinner date. Don't allow the enemy to trick you out of your blessings. That's how the enemy get a lot of people. We pray for things from God. We go into prayer and we pray for things. And God wait until you don't forget about what you prayed for and son something along your way. Whatever you weak, sometimes he use whatever you weak at in life, that's what he gonna son, right? Most time. And I said, didn't you went into prayer but something? That's why that person asked you what they asked you. They said, yes. I said, that's a test you going through. You got to know the difference. God will never send nobody your way when you still married. He will never do that. He is not a man of confusion. And I said, let me use this for an example. If you happen to get your divorce and you and that man not together no more, and you happen to go on this dinner date, whatever, that marriage, that if you happen to marry that man, it will not last long. She said, why? I said, the reason why it's not going to last, because that man always going to think in the back of his mind, you still been connected with somebody when you got with him. Sooner or later, it's going to cause friction and chaos. The simplest thing can trigger a marriage when a person see you do things when you still connected, no matter how it look. Can trigger that person when they're sitting there thinking to themselves, maybe they're doing it to me. Then your whole relationship coming down when you could just do it the right way. You can go by yourself. You could find a friend to go with, a same-sex friend or whatnot, and still enjoy yourself. Don't never let the enemy take you out of your element and trick you out of your blessings. That's how a lot of people get tricked out of their blessings. And one more thing I'm going to say before I go, y'all, and it's very important. A lot of people get tricked out of their blessings, and people can get your blessings from you if you hand it over. And how they can do that, y'all, is when you serving God and you praying to God, right? The enemy will come to you, and a lot of people don't know this, but the enemy may come to you and say, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with you just hunching, having a little good time, girl. They ain't, he or she ain't gonna find out about it, right? By you sitting there doing, or you allowing somebody to convince you to just trick you out of your blessings and took your blessing. It sounds strange, y'all, but it's true. That's how people snatch blessings too from other people. That's why I try to tell people all the time, when God give you a blessing, of God speak things over your life, or you tend to get something and somebody say, give me some of your blessing, or I take, or give me that, or let me take that, or give me some of that. You better say, devil, you is a liar. I'm getting back. That belong to me. Don't let nobody trick y'all and y'all keep y'all mouth shut. Y'all got to know. Let me tell y'all something. People who operate like that are very dangerous. The mouth is a powerful thing. Don't ever let somebody take what God give you and they say it belong to them. Oh, I think that's mine. No, that's not yours. That's mine. We just got to learn to let people have what belong to them. Whatever belong to somebody, I'm in very, very respect of that, of allowing them to have what belong to them. I don't care if I don't have $1 in my pocket. My fifth gonna carry me along the way. I'm using that for an example. I still not gonna take what don't belong to me. That's a test. These tests can make us or break us, or it can cause us, our kids, to go through things their lifetime that we don't even want to see them go through. Some adults may say, you know what? Let my child go through it. I don't even care. At least I ain't gotta go through it. That's a wrong way to think, and I'm gonna tell you why. Anything we do in this lifetime can fall on our kids, our grandkids, and so on, right? The reason why it's very important we just choose to do the right thing where it don't fall on our kids, because God can still put the pen upon us to see our kids suffer. That's why the mouth is a powerful thing. You hear people say in relationships when they leave you, I'm good. I just gonna deal with whatever. When that time come, I'm good. But they can't see ahead to see what's coming on. That hurt, that pain, that regret. That's the same thing in life on what you do. You rather for it to fall on your turn than for you to sit and do the right thing. God's still gonna allow you to feel the pain of that. That's why me as a mother, I'm doing the right thing. I don't want nothing to fall back on my kids because I still got to feel the pain of that. That's why people be so much bullheaded when it come to relationships, and they so prideful, like I don't have to deal with this no more. I got somebody else. Using this for an example, I got somebody else. Oh well. But they didn't understand the pain from it alone, the regret alone. That's the same way when you do things and the generational curses, God's still going to allow you to feel that pain for what you've done. That's why I tell people, you do it, do the right thing. You get so much in life when you just do the right thing. Because whatever pain we want them kids to feel because we don't want to take on, we still going to feel it even more. Generational curses is real. We choose how our bloodline going to be based on what we do. Being bullheaded don't get us nowhere when it come to God. God is an angry God when it come to people being bullheaded, thinking they could just do whatever they want to do. They believe they're going to get away with it. God said you ain't. God said when he comes, it's going to be a mighty fall. And that's why I always say, I seen it with my own eyes over and over again. I haven't seen nobody who escaped God's wrath and judgment when they did wrong, not even one. Some he took from here. If he got to take them in a car crash, if he take them by a heart attack, I seen it with my own eye. Nobody can't tell me nothing different. That's why it pays just to do the right thing. Stay encouraged. Don't allow nobody to take you off of your path with God. Stay on your path. That's what gonna carry you. All these people around y'all playing bullheaded. They don't care, know you going through, and don't want to help you in a good predicament to do the right thing while they got breath in their body, breathing, while they can walk and do things for themselves. Some of these people in their right mind, and they still choose not to do the right thing. Y'all know how many people sat in the hospital, wanted me there. Some say, I wish I could have changed the hands of time. Some of them ain't been in their right mind no more. But they understand some too little of none. They wish they would have did the right thing. And you got the people here taking this as a game. There's a joke to them. It's funny to them. Whatever God got for somebody is for them. God will never allow the enemy to swerve in somebody else's lane. I told y'all, and I'm going to go, I told y'all at the beginning of the year, whatever y'all do, keep your faith in God. It's so many deaths happen within this year. Ever had so many deaths coming, y'all. Stay in the midst of God. If you sit and tell somebody the same thing and they choose not to listen to you, at least you know you done did your part. You did what you have to do. You did what God tell you to tell that person, or you done did what you supposed to have done. You ain't got to feel guilty of nothing. It's very important when you go in prayer to ask God to protect your heart, guide your heart and your mind. Lead you in the right direction. Because when he start bringing down on walls, baby, it won't even hurt you. It won't even touch you. You won't even feel no type of way. Because the same way you can do the right thing, everybody else you know can do it too. They just choose to pick whom they want to serve. That's their choice. That's why it's very important to guard your heart and mind and your soul at every cost, the times that we are living in. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for joining me on tonight. Stay encouraged. Everything going to work out. Even if you don't see nothing right now when you go in prayer, because you got to understand, always remember in the back of your mind is somebody going through something way worse than you. And always remember, it's like school. God want to make sure you pass your tests. Everything not given to us right away. Some things take time, is on his time. So if you don't receive anything at that time, that doesn't mean for you to throw in the towel. Your test's not up yet. He just wants you to go a little bit further because he's trying to use you. Good night, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me, and I love each and every one of y'all. Peace, love, and blessings to everyone too, Betty Boop. Thank you so much. Y'all pray for me as well as I'm going to pray for y'all. Some of y'all know you know. I ain't got no reason lying to nobody but nothing. Y'all have a good night.